the neediest children in the world. Sometimes the way you help the neediest children in the world is to help their mamas as well. So now that we're in Panama, one of the needs, the local needs, expanding our organization, expanding what we're doing, one of the local needs is among the indigenous people. There are large groups of indigenous people. In fact, in Boquete, where I live, I can't drive from my neighborhood into town without driving past indigenous people walking on the street. You can't go to the coffee farms without seeing indigenous people living in different situations on the way to the coffee farm or actually working the coffee farm. And so we have come up with an idea that is translating from our work in Uganda. In Uganda, we help a food desert become food sovereign by allowing them to plant moringa trees, by providing those trees for them, teaching them how to use it, teaching them how to grow it, teaching them how to process the moringa, including it in their diet. Then we did a rabbit project where we sewed a rabbit hutch and 3 rabbits to a family, and then we also taught them how to operate a small micro farm using raised beds. Here that would not be necessary, but the farming aspect of it could be a part of the educational process of what we do. So what we're trying to do is come to a place where we can offer a $200 package. Coming in, we have a 4 enclosure rabbit hutch. So there's 4 spaces. You have one for a male, and then you can have multiple females in the others, and you are preparing to breed rabbits. Then we have a breeding set of rabbits. That means we have a 5 or 6 month old male and preferably 4 and 5 month old females that are given. 4 rabbits. Now with 4 rabbits controlled properly, a family can now produce 3,000 pounds of carcass meat annually with those 4 rabbits as their starting place. We went from 4 rabbits in Uganda, added 6 more, wound up with 300 rabbits even after we were sowing these breeding sections out into the community. And by doing this and doing it early, before COVID hit, we prevented a community from starving to death. With some emergency food supplies purchased during COVID and what we had done to lay the foundation the year before, we made a food desert into a food sovereign community that had food to survive even when the government failed them, when the world failed them, when it looked like they were going to be in dire straits and people were going to starve to death. Our small organization prevented that from happening because we had started this program just 1 year beforehand with 4 rabbits. We started with 4 rabbits, we added 6 more, and we wound up with more than 300 after we'd given dozens and dozens of rabbits away. Now when we give those rabbits, we require the person who receives the rabbits to give us back 1 rabbit for every litter that their rabbit program happens. Now in Uganda, we had people who were not into eating raw vegetables. They were not into eating salads or raw vegetables of any kind. So we had to teach them how to make salads. And by teaching them how to make salads, then they were willing to eat salads. We had people who were not used to eating rabbit as a protein source. Now, Ugandans are protein starved as a society. Most Ugandans eat protein once a month. Rich Ugandans will eat protein once a week. And so when we're raising kids in a school situation, they were not eating protein hardly at all. So by adding a chicken program where we were harvesting eggs, and by adding the rabbits, we were able to introduce high levels of protein into children's diets. When a child reaches 5th grade, 6th grade, if they're not getting enough protein, if they're not getting enough nutrition, their brain will not work at a level to allow them to go past the 5th or 6th grade. They have to have that nutrition in their body, functioning in their body, to energize and to fuel the brain function necessary to learn the things required in 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th grade. So we want to make sure children have that nutrition. We want to make sure that this is a elegant, sustainable, ongoing, easy to implement program. And that is the beauty of the rabbit program that we're going to be doing with the indigenous Indians of Panama and expanding from there into all of Latin America, where we train people to raise rabbits. They may not even want to eat the rabbits. They may sell the rabbit, get the money to buy chicken. Who cares? As long as they have a protein source coming into their family, and then they're raising moringa trees, which do what? The moringa provides food for their family, the moringa provides food for their animals, the moringa provides fertilizer for their plants, and they can sell back to us the drumsticks or the seed pods coming off the moringa trees so that we can produce organic moringa oil from them. This is Phil Phillips. I'm the owner and president of Finca Santa Marta, and Finca Santa Marta is the farm that will feed the world.